I was just sent this stunning red dot and magnifier combo by the company CVLIFE to check out for you guys on my channel, and honestly, after reviewing it, I think you guys are going to like this one. Let's check it out. Any day we bring out the AK is a special day, and as you saw in the intro, we're taking a look at another optic, which comes packaged in this absolutely stunning box from CVLIFE. This is one of their 3x magnifiers and red dot combo kits, and I'm excited to check this out because I've had this AK now for a decent amount of time, and realistically it's a long build and it can definitely handle some longer ranges. I have recently been running a red dot on it, a small reticle, and I was thinking maybe we could try out a little bit of a long range build because, like I said, it can handle some longer range shots. Now, when it comes to magnifier and dot sight combo sets, I am still relatively new to them. I am not one to usually use a magnifier. I've been getting more comfortable with it recently because I have a magnifier on my KWA F90. And directly in the box, you can see it looks super nice. It's got these like geometric designs on it. We'll take all these pieces out. And I gotta say, I'm definitely starting to enjoy it because in most cases, I am a sniper primary. I love sniping 10 times out of 10. So something a little bit longer range and a like magnified optic is not alien to me, but I have found that when necessary, I'm not often seen switching to the red dot when it gets closer or pulling in the magnifier when it gets further away. I tend to accidentally stick with whatever's already set. I think more than likely I'm going to have to try and adjust my play style. Now, before we take each one down and a closer look at each optic as well as all the stuff that comes with it, just a quick update. It does come with some extra batteries, lens covers, different mounting hardware, the tools that you're going to need to mount them, and then of course your regular things like your instruction manual and your lens wipes. We'll start looking at the red dot at first. You can see the entire construction is this nice metal. It's got some nice geometric designs, and of course the logos on the side, which aren't a problem. The glass is clear on the rear. As you'd expect, this is the side you're looking through. The lens setting looks nice and clean. On the other side, you have this like almost like red or like sunset style hue to it, which is really nice. The glass set is fine. Obviously, it's a little raggedy, but that's not really a big problem. As long as it stays solid and you can see through it, that's what matters. The entire red dot is composed of a few different adjustments and points that you're going to want to keep in mind. You have your power up, and I would imagine on, and your power down, or imagine off. And then this, I believe, is your battery compartment. Let's see if there's a battery already in there. It's nice and easy. You can just unscrew this cap. And yep, there is. It looks like it takes the CR2032s. Like I said, they give you an extra one in there as well, so that's nice to see. Another really nice thing is there is an O-ring already under there over the threads, so you have some backwards tension and you're not going to wind up over tightening it when you're putting that on. It's going to keep water and moisture out of there too, so that's nice. Your windage adjustments are on the right side and your elevation is on the top. These are just caps, and then you can adjust them with a flathead screwdriver. The adjustments themselves, are they click? They do click. I don't know if you could hear that. I just ripped my nail apart. I'm gonna have to get a flathead, but you can hear that click. That's awesome. We love a nice clicking function. It makes it feel higher quality, of course, and then also it most likely means it's going to hold at 0 as long as internally the dot and everything are built solid. So we'll throw this back on. These also have the O-rings on the outside too. Now, one more thing before we check out the magnifier. You can see that these are designed to match up perfectly when the magnifier is engaged. If you choose to use the red dot on its own, what's really nice about this combo is you can just take this guy, attack these 4 screws like this, and then boom, you have just the red dot. And now you can mount it on top of this guy, which will allow you to run it on its own closer to the base of the rail. So that's awesome if you want to run this on its own. You don't have to use the magnifier. For the magnifier, again, super cool looking. It's got all these different like porting looks to it, which is super awesome. The logo on the side, you can see it's a 3x26 prism. And to mount it onto the rail, I actually really like when sites have these. It's very reminiscent of like an EOTech. All you do is unlatch this guy by pulling this little lever back, pry it outwards, and then you can just throw it onto your rail and then latch it back down, and that locks in place. Now, if you want to make it any tighter, I believe you can just pull it out, and yeah, you could pull this out and you could screw it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're going to screw this end in, and I don't know if you could see this. I'm going to take this little driver that it came with. If you start to screw in this side, you could see it's going to start tension and pull the rail a little bit tighter together. And what that's going to do is allow you to make it tighter on your rail for when you do latch it down. So it'll be a little bit more snug. This is going to be the side that you look through. This is your focus. So obviously you can focus it using this dial. It's a nice smooth spin. There's no clicking, obviously, but it's nice, it's tight. It doesn't feel like you're going to be banging it around on accident, and it is super smooth, no scratching, nothing like that. These, let's see. These are your windage and elevation as well. Again, with those O-rings, fantastic to see. Elevation on the top and your windage on the side. And all these do is allow you to zero the center of the optic around the center of the red dot, so you're not picking up like the edges of the red dot. And I'll try and show you that on camera. We'll toss these back on, and then I'll show you the obvious key feature of this magnifier. Now, there's two types of magnifiers that I'm aware of out there. There's ones that pop up and then press down under the red dot so you have a clear picture and it sits lower, and then the ones that switch to the side. And this one will pull out and away. One thing to keep in mind is this getting away in the way of things like charging handles when it's flipped to the side, or also just making the right side of the replica a little bit heavier. So that's something to see if you're okay with. If that's something that you don't mind, that's fine as well. You shouldn't really notice it because these aren't the most heavy things in the world, but they're also not the lightest. The latch is nice and snug. It latches out to the side solid, and then when it latches down, it's not moving anywhere. There's no wiggle, there's no wobble, so it's not going to feel like you're losing your zero by any means. And the sliding back and forth is effortless with no grinding. Let's pop these on the AK. I'm really excited to see what this looks like. Maybe some people are going to like this, maybe some people aren't. I think it just comes down to personal preference. And we can wide angle lens this just so we can see everything that's going on. We'll pop the red dot that I have on here currently off, and then we'll throw these two on. Kind of just going to estimate it. I will switch the location of them if I need to when I bring it up to the shoulder, but for now, just for video purposes, I just want to see how they mount on top. I believe they have to be pretty close together. So again, we're going to mount this in the position where the like that red hue is up in the front. Some reason it feels like cursed putting a magnifier on an AK. I don't know why. It also feels kind of cursed not mounting something to the, what is it, the dovetail on the side. Gotta unscrew this quite a bit. You know, Allen keys always feel a little special when you're using them. It feels like your hands just don't want to work. Ugh. My hands are also cold. Bear in mind, it's like 30 degrees out today. Awesome. That's locked on in place, not going anywhere. Now, on the bright side, this guy should not require the use of any hardware. We should just be able to pull this out and unlatch it. We'll toss it on nice and close to the red dot. And then we should be able to just latch that down, and that locks in place. And that ain't going anywhere. Flip it off to the side, put it on forward. And if I'm being totally honest, it doesn't look half bad. And I know what everyone's going to say, oh, it's not zeroed in, it's an AK. Well, it's mounted onto the back where the regular dust cover would, but it's also mounted on the front, which means it's stabilized by the handguards. So, all right, let's go. This looks absolutely insane. I love the look of that, if I'm being totally honest with you. Now, so before we mess with targets, obviously you can see the sight picture is super clear. The magnifier is not going to work well with the camera. It's just, it never does. But I can assure you the sight picture is extremely clear. It zooms in just about as far as I feel like it should. And yeah, I mean, like, look at some of those leaves and then look at how far away those leaves are, right? Okay, let's throw the red dot into perspective here and see if we can get that guy on. So we're just gonna hold the on button. And it's a little hard for the camera to pick up, but can you see how it has that like crosshair around and then the dot in the center? It's a super large reticle and it is extremely clear. And then if we take the buttons on the top, you can take the minus button and you can make it a little bit less bright. And then you can make the reticle darker by pressing repeatedly on the plus button. Now, if we hold the plus button for 3 seconds, it will turn into a single dot. We hold it again, it should turn into just the open reticle. And I think what we're going to do is keep it on the open reticle with the dots. So you get 3 different reticle choices all inside the single red dot. Now we're going to zero it in. Now, something that I like to recommend is you find a target that isn't moving. And to zero in your optics, you're going to want to try and pick a target that's at about a distance that you would imagine most engagements are going to be, and then just go a little bit further. And right now we're using that purple target just down there. You're not necessarily going to see this 100%. We're going to start off with zeroing the red dot, and after we zero the red dot, then, and only then, will we zero in the magnifier. Now, first make sure that your hop is set for whatever weight BBs you're going to be using. Obviously, these are a little bit lighter than I would regularly use, but we'll just make sure that they're flying straight. And they are. We're going to flip the magnifier out of the place, and we're going to turn on our red dot. I'm going to make sure those are flying about straight. I'm going to aim to the side of the target for now. Okay, so that shot and that shot both flew a little bit low. They were bottom right of the red dot. So what you want to think is to bring up your BB and bring your BB to the left. So we're going to adjust the elevation and the windage. We'll start with the elevation. We're going to bring the BB up. So we're going to twist it to the left, and you can hear it clicking. And then we're going to bring our BB to the left. So we're going to click that guy to the left. Now, it might not be enough. We'll check really quick. I know, I'm sorry, you can't see me adjusting it. We're still a little on the low end, so we're again going to bring the BB up. I know I'm going with some big clicks here. Oh, that's getting a lot better. Let's go up a little bit and then a little to the left again. Let's try and put that on target now. Okay, perfect. Now what we need to do is zero in the magnifier. And for this guy, we just want to make sure that we are, when looking through the magnifier isn't picking up the edges of the optic, and it's just picking up the reticle, and it's got a clear picture through it. So actually what we're going to do is pop off the top one, because it's fine right now, right to left. I think, I'm not 100% sure if we have to bring the reticle up, or I'm just going to start twisting it. I'm not sure exactly how this one works. I think we have to bring the red dot up, or we need to bring the red dot down, so we're going to adjust it to the downwards position, kind of like it's a BB. Let's see if that looks any better. A little bit more. And that's a nice clean sight picture. All right, I'm gonna run some drills with it, so I'm actually gonna drop you guys down a ton here and kind of get you guys out of the way so that I can really get down sight. I'm sorry if it's a little bit angled. You may have to twist whatever device you're watching on. And what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna run a drill. I've got the wood target, the steel target in the back, and then I got 3 other steel targets that are at a far distance all the way in the woods, and 3 others that are a little bit close. What I'm going to do is run a drill. I think we'll do reload, 2 shots on the wood, a couple shots down as we're walking towards the purple target, and then we'll run into the woods. We'll attack the metal targets. We'll do 2 on each from left to right, and then we'll come back this direction, and then we'll finish off on purple target with whatever ammo we have left. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Reloading out of a sweatpants pockets, and that was all over the place. Here we go. Oh, that's weird. All right, let's go past. I'm in Crocs too. All right, steels. We'll go back. And we're all out. This thing is absolutely sick. It looks wild on top of the AK. It is super clear sight picture. It feels super high quality. I don't know if the screens, for example, the lenses will be able to handle something from like a shot from a BB or long term, but it is just, it's crisp. Everything feels nice and solid, doesn't feel wobbly. It feels like it's a high quality red dot and a high quality magnifier. And something really cool that I did also notice is the small little dot in the center is actually green, and the red dot around it is red, I think. I'm colorblind, so I don't 100% know. And for someone like myself who sometimes sees red dots a little bit like hazy, this is extremely clear to me, which is, it's great. Yeah, would you throw it on an AK? Would you not throw it on an AK? I don't know. I like it on the AK. Thanks a lot for sending it out, CVLIFE, and I'll catch you guys on the next adventure. Peace.